So we hear that Giuliani's preparing for a legal fight. What do you make of his claims that the raid on his home was unconstitutional to begin with, and it's being used to frame him?
Well, there's a strong argument that the raid was in retaliation for his efforts to uncover quite successfully evidence of Joe Biden corruption, namely with the Hunter Biden laptop, and of course highlighting the corrupt activities of the State Department, through Ambassador Yovanovitch, and others in Ukraine, again, as it ties back to Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. And remember, it's not just Rudy Giuliani whose rights are being victimized here. You have Victoria Tenzing, another lawyer who was raided, who is also a critic of Joe Biden. And then on top of that, at least Rudy Giuliani's client was the president of the United States, Donald Trump. So his right to counsel is being violated here. On top of that, as a president, he's allowed to take advice and hear counsel from people in a privileged way. Obviously, both Giuliani and Tenzing were providing counsel to the president. So this is an attack on the constitutional rights of the president, Rudy Giuliani, and it's also an attack on the office of the presidency, certainly under President Trump.
And also at the same time, I was watching on some of your videos on the YouTube channel for Judicial Watch, talking about how your group, Judicial Watch, has still, even when no one's talking about Ukraine anymore since the first impeachment saga, that your group is still going after these allegations of shady deals between the Bidens and Burisma and everything that went on in Ukraine. Do you think some of these raids that we're starting to see are deflections, that the DOJ, Biden's Department of Injustice, is trying to deflect away, because we know the FBI, for example, has been sitting on a lot of this information since 2018 or so? Do you think they're trying to deflect away from what you yourself and Giuliani and some others are uncovering?
Yeah, the elephant in the room is the Hunter Biden scandal, the laptop that the FBI, as you point out, has had for 2 years. We have uncovered documents showing that the Obama State Department was worried about at least the appearance issue of Hunter Biden's involvement in Burisma as Joe Biden is going to Ukraine. In fact, the Russians were making fun of Biden about his anti-corruption push in Ukraine, given his son's involvement with the Burisma oligarchs. And on top of that, you have the Justice Department under Biden investigating his son on issues that implicate his father, and yet there's no special counsel. That's the dam that needs to break. We need a special counsel to investigate Biden. I don't want to say a special counsel is going to result in justice, but certainly the Justice Department, under its own rules, can't fairly investigate Joe Biden. And what better way to distract from that failure to follow any notion of ethics and rules, but then to target Rudy Giuliani, who has evidence that the Justice Department, frankly, should be using to target the Biden people.
And it always surprised me as well, going back a few months ago toward the end of President Trump's term in office, is the outgoing Attorney General at the time, Bill Barr. He made Durham a special counsel, but he didn't appoint a special counsel to investigate everything with Hunter Biden. And in the months leading up to the 2020 election, he was the one telling prosecutors to actually wind down so that word wouldn't leak and, in his mind, upset the 2020 election, which is strange because under Obama back in 2016, that's when everything was just ramping up right before that election. So President Trump, he didn't get that same credence there. But interesting to know, all this is going down when Biden now is restaffing the DOJ with the same cast of characters from the Obama days, whether it's Merrick Garland, Vanita Gupta, Lisa Monaco, a lot of these other names. Do you think that the reason why they're in now is to do what we're seeing?
Well, a lot of these folks who were implicated are not only coming back, but they're getting promotions. And you laid out quite nicely and frighteningly the kind of comprehensive effort to go after his political opposition through the FBI, through the Department of Homeland Security. You have the CIA intervening in domestic political affairs. You have the post office monitoring social media posts. And on top of that, you have Congress, as Judicial Watch has highlighted, virtually alone, saying that they have the power to secretly take your phone records and then publish them with virtually no accountability. These are dangerous times we're living in. I think our republic is tottering, given the attacks on the rule of law from these partisan ideologues.